Police in Massachusetts are investigating an incident involving the car of Patriots linebacker Brandon Spikes. I'm Jim Basquil. Let's bring in Mike Reese, who covers the Patriots for ESPN. Mike, what more can you tell us?
Well, Jim, as we stand here on Sunday evening, police are saying that they'll have nothing further this evening, and if developments warrant for anything further, they'll update us on Monday. As for the story itself, Massachusetts State Police received a call shortly before 3:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Sunday morning about an abandoned car that was later found to be registered to Brandon Spikes. The car had some damage to its front end. When police got there, the driver of the car was not there. Apparently, the OnStar navigation system had received a call that the driver said that they were hit by a deer. Now, coincidentally, that's one part of the story.
Sure.
With that, there's another car, that three people were driving in, and they called about being rear-ended by a car they didn't see. They didn't know who did it, but it was right in the same area where police found Brandon Spikes' car. So the police are trying to figure out if these two these two incidents are linked.
So, Mike, again, to summarize, Spikes' car was abandoned with front-end damage. In that same I-495 area, another car reports it had been rear-ended with three people, oh, by the way, from that car sent to a local hospital for evaluation. If this police investigation doesn't go Brandon Spikes' way, how might that impact his standing on the team?
Yeah, and one thing to add, too, those three people that were treated at the hospital, police said they were for minor injuries. As for what this would mean for Brandon Spikes, I do think, Jim, that when he came back to the Patriots, he played for them 2010 to 2013, went to Buffalo in 2014, comes back in 2015. I think it's fair to say that his leash was probably a little bit shorter than maybe some other players based on some of the history there. There were some things from when he played in New England. It didn't end very well, and there were some other things that happened along the way that I think he probably doesn't have as much of benefit of the doubt as maybe some other players would. So I think you can go to the extremes here and say, look, don't be surprised if it doesn't go his way, as you said, if the Patriots make the type of move that say, look, we're going to move on from the player because of this. I don't think that would be a shocking development if it goes that way. Again, we're hypothetical here. Or perhaps they stand behind him and say, look, we trust him and we believe what he says, but I think we have to prepare for all possibilities here for the Patriots.
Mike Reese covers the New England Patriots for ESPN. Mike, we appreciate the insight.
Thanks, Jim.
Again, police in Massachusetts investigating an incident involving the car of Patriots linebacker Brandon Spikes. You can read more about this story right here on ESPN.com. I'm Jim Basquil.